Welcome, and here we go. Hello, welcome back. We are at the very end of our very quick edit series. We have our finished video, which we've learned how to put all of the transitions in and how to layer audio and change the volume and put all of the clips in. And in the last video, I showed you how to add your graphics over top. So now what do? We need to make it viewable for everyone, which means we need to export it. So how do you export? You need to go up to the File tab and drop down to Export, and you want to export the media. Now, I've already had students who have had issues with this. Before we click on media, I want you to notice this bar across the top. If this bar does not extend the full length of your video, you're not going to get the whole video rendered. Okay, it's only going to go the distance that the bar is. Let's say it stopped right at the red. I would only get this first few seconds. You need to have it run all the way to the end. Okay, so the color doesn't really matter. Green means it's fully rendered and you can watch it. Red means it's got a lot, it's going to use a lot of the graphics card. But as long as that bar goes all the way to the end of your video, you're good. So, File, Export, Media. Now, you have to have patience here because it has to open a few things. So, it's going to open this window, which, let me just reduce it a little bit here because you can't see the whole thing. There we go. So here's the output. Okay, you've got your whole video. This part on the right hand side is what we're going to be dealing with. So format H.264 is the YouTube codec that will play on almost any device. I highly recommend using this, though .mov, the QuickTime video, will also work. So we have H.264, Blu-ray. I wouldn't recommend using any of these. AVI and AVI uncompressed. Those are going to make your video have absolutely every piece of data in them, but they're going to be extremely large files and they're going to be really hard to transfer anywhere. So I recommend compressing them to H.264, especially since in my world, in our world, we're going to be using them within Google, which likes to use YouTube as its playability or its player. And so H.264 is the codec for YouTube. So I highly suggest using H.264. Out here we have output name. Now right now it's called Snow, which is not what the actual thing is. This is the springtime video. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to give it directions as to where to download to. So this is where you say where your final video will end up. When you get lost and can't find your final video, it's because you didn't change this. So I'm going to go to Drive E and I'm going to go to Premiere How To's and let's make a new folder and call it exporting. So it is exporting, but it's also going to be my final video. And so let's give it the right name, which we ended up calling it Springtime. And video format MP4, you'll see that's the H.264 format. Click OK, and now we know that it has the right name and it's going to the right place on our computers. We're not going to play too much with this basic video settings stuff, although if you were going to upload it to YouTube, you could play with some of this target bitrate stuff, which would let it stream faster or load faster depending on where it is. But for now, I don't think you need to play with it. Now we have two options. We can queue it or we can export it. Now, at home, you can probably just hit export and have it go directly to where it is. If we were at the school, I would ask you to queue it. And what that does is it opens up another piece of software called Media Encoder, which gives us a little bit more control, which our network and our school computers handle much better than straight up exporting. So because we're all at home right now, I'm going to hit straight up export. If you were at school, hit Q. Let me just do it so you can see what happens, because this is the part where the patience comes in. You have to wait until this little thing loads the next piece of software, which on my computer will take a little bit of time because I'm also screen capturing this while having Adobe open, while opening another Adobe. At school, this will take a much longer time. So here you've gotten Adobe Encoder, which gives you a whole lot more options about how to encode your video. But you can see it's H.264. You can see the file path of where it's going, and it's ready to go. We don't really have to do much here. We could just press the green play button. And what I will show you is when you render within Adobe Media Encoder, down here on the bottom, you get this exporting thing. So you're going to get it frame by frame, the export of your video, which is kind of nice because then you can see and make sure you're not losing anything. So I'm just going to let this export, and then I will show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, we've reached 100%. You can see that down here in the bottom, there's nothing left. And we have a green check mark up here, which means it's finished. So it is in this file path. For us, it's in the Premiere How-To folder. Exporting Springtime is the name of the video. So now I can close this, and just make sure you've saved your project file in case you have to go back and re-export it. And I could close Premiere, and I can go to my folder that we saved it into. So for me, it was Drive, and then it was Premiere How-Tos, and then it was exporting, and there is my video. So if I hit play, done. So that's the quickest way to export. That's using Media Encoder. It's actually faster if you just hit export instead of Q, but either way works. Happy exporting!